So what we've done, Dr. Haney, thank you for meeting us on such short notice. What we've done is we put out a paper copy of the data tracker to get everybody started, and that was due. And everybody hadn't turned it in yet. And so what Ms. Watts is doing is the information that's on that tracker that they turned in, we're putting it into the Excel document that you, Dr. Rutledge, and you created for us. And I think there may be a few spots where the codes need to be reset, which I don't know if I'm using the right terminology because I'm not the guru with Sheets and Excel.
Okay.
So we'll explain kind of.
Yeah. So here it says the hashtag DIV.
I think all that stuff, all of that.
Okay.
So this is our cover sheet, and of course, each tab of it is the data for the schools, and so we're putting it in, and that this is what's coming out of it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Were you able to?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Angela.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Arlington. Okay, you see in this column where it gets look at the 2018 where the percentages are supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
It gets weird. Like when I take numbers out and put certain things in, it does this.
Well, so you can't do any letters. Try numbers.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, it was HG at first. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'll look at that formula to see exactly why it's doing that. Let me see. Hold on. I'll look at that formula. It's gonna take a actual investigation to see exactly what's going on with that. Dr. Rutledge and I both kind of spearheaded this, so I'll have to. I know she did most of the formulas towards the bottom. We'll have to look at it and play with it because I do see further down the same little error message, the DIV.
Yeah,
all of that. So yeah, we'll have to look at it. So that's the primary concern, right? That little error message popping up.
Yes, and it's just like in that certain the 2018 column, and then sometimes I get it in the 2021 column.
Okay. Question: was anything removed from it, or did you just only input numbers? Correct.
Only input.
Okay. Yeah, I'll play with it to see exactly what's causing that error. It's saying function divide parameter 2 cannot be 0. I'll have to play with it to see exactly what's causing that.
Okay, and then because I noticed when I put, let me see, okay, which goes capital. Like, see how this one has 16 capital middle in the 2021 column?
Yes, I'm gonna toggle to that page, that little tab. Hold on one second, let me find it. Is it yellow? Okay. Capital elementary or capital middle?
Capital middle.
Oh, it's orange. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, I see it. Capital middle.
And you see there are 16 in the 2021 column?
Yes, ma'am.
It's just there to be there because I want to show you. So we take it out, and then you see what it does.
Oh, because there's no number right there. You have to have a number right there because it's doing the math in the background. So if you're missing something, you see how all of that goes away once you add 16. Click off of that cell. So there we go. So everything is calculating in the background. So you need to have the numbers in it for it to calculate what it's doing. So
right.
Since we don't have 2020, 2021 data yet, we should remove that data from the formula is what I'm thinking in my mind.
Yeah, and then when I remove it, that's what it does.
Yeah, so question, when will you have that data for 2020? I'm assuming the end of the school year, right? Or will that be reoccurring? Okay.
That is like the enrollment count.
Okay, so you'll have that, I'm assuming, in May, because if that's the case, we'll have to just remove that column or that section, because that's what's impacting, and that's why we're getting that error message in those boxes, because we accounted for all 5 school years to be calculated in that formula. And so since you don't have anything in that cell, that's why that error message is popping up. But
Okay.
if you put 0, let me see if you put 0, what happens. Yeah, so we need to have a number there. So we'll have to play with that to see if we can remove that. And you said in May you'll have that data, correct?
Yes, we need for the year. I'm sorry, Ms. Johnson.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll have to just remove this column because that's what's impacting everything else.
Okay.
So I'll write that down. Okay. And then I have to play with the stuff down here, where it's the bottom under section 4 to see what is impacting that. Because it's the same thing, that error message is popping up. Something's impacting that error, that the formula in that part of the sheet.
Right.
Okay. Okay, I'll investigate that.
I have one more thing to share, Dr. Haney, if you don't mind. Ms. Watts, can I share my screen now? Do you mind? Ms. Watts?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. All right, so this is another piece that I'm trying to work through is I just use EBR readiness. So one piece is goal setting. So we collected the data, but as we look at section 3, which feeds into section 9, that's your checkpoint. So section 3. So I'll use something easy like 100. Okay.
Okay.
During the 2021 school year, use of restorative practices will increase by 50%. So a school looks at their restorative practices, usage of that code over time, and they say it will increase by 50%. Well, 50% would be 100 uses of that code, okay? So by the end of the year, I'm on line 32 now, by the end of the year, restorative practices code usage will reach 100 or more. So this 100 times of my restorative practices code being used is being monitored in section 9 because I have checkpoints. If we go over to 32I, I can see, I'm sorry, not 32I. Yeah, I'm right. 32I, 100. By the first 9 weeks, I have to have at least 25. So I'm dividing this goal by 4 because my checkpoints are each 9 weeks. So if I'm going to make my goal by the end, I have to at least have 25 that first 9 weeks. That second 9 weeks, I need to have that 25 plus another 25.
50, 75.
So yeah, I'm not sure of how I need to put this in. About 4th 9 weeks at the end, it should be 100 if I'm going to meet my goal. So I'm not sure if this formula is calculated to do that, but I should be able to look on here, which is my checkpoint. Where am I? Yeah, I should be able to look on line 80, anything in section 5 to say, okay, first of all, during my second 9 weeks, have I met my on-track status? It says true, but I'm unsure of how this reads.
Calculate. Okay.
Yeah, so I just need a little tutorial. So if you want to look at that for me.
So Dr. Rutledge did a lot of the formulas on this sheet because I'm not familiar with what y'all's checkpoints are and all the goal setting and all that kind of stuff. So she did most of the work. I primarily formatted the sheet and created the sheet itself and did the averaging out of the different cells and columns. I'll have to talk to her to see exactly how we can fix that section. And then we can, of course, give you a tutorial on that as well.
Okay, if you don't mind, I can reach out to her, but I know,
No, I told her I had a meeting with you, so she told me to let her know what exactly is the problem with the sheet so we can go ahead and look at it and try to fix it.
Okay, it's no problem. We're just trying to go in and do the data so that we can turn it over to schools, and we want to understand it at an expert level so they won't have to come to you all for questions that we can kind of field it. But you know, it looks good. I just want to make sure that I understand it. So I may need a little tutorial.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. When do y'all need that? Because that's gonna take a second to try to figure out what's going on. When do y'all need this to be fixed with the specific error codes at the top that Ms. Watts was talking about?
Let me see when my next meeting for I have. I can let you know it is. Oh, the next meeting. I know the next meeting. Are they doing the next meeting Tuesday? No, November 24th.
Okay.
So I
We'll
think
be able to do that.
by the end of next week,
Yeah.
to do that, and then by that time I can have all the schools look at it, and I'll have data ready by November 24th.
Okay. Yeah. So we can have it by hopefully, fingers crossed, the end of this week. But I know we both have been pulled to do different things. So I would say probably by early next week we should have it to y'all.
That's great. Thank you so much, Dr. Haney.
No problem. And I recorded this meeting just so I can go back and reference what y'all's primary issues were, because I'm a little OCD with stuff. So thank y'all so much for letting us know, and we're gonna try to get it fixed for y'all.
I appreciate you. Ms. Watts, was there anything else?
No, ma'am, that was it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a great day, y'all.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.